I got this Prismatic Evolutions binder collection at MSRP. I just got lucky. So I'm really interested in opening this up because there's 5 packs in here, which is a large amount of Prismatic Evolutions considering the market in which we are living in. Today, what I would like to talk about, oh, I should probably be more careful with this because there's a binder in it, huh? Okay, let's be more careful here. What I want to talk to you about today is executive orders, because literally one of my coworkers today came to me and say, hey, I have a question for you. Executive orders, like, how does that work? You know, is it really like a law situation? Is there any checks and balances here? Those kinds of things. And that is a really good question. And I love it when my coworkers ask me questions related to my specialties. Just now, I was looking at, what is this? The Congressional Research Service. And there's this document called Executive Orders, Issuance, Modification, and Revocation. And they have a really good explanation, or like there's literally the summary of executive orders. I want to read it to you. I don't want to bore you, but this will give you a really good, like, basic concept. Okay, as we look at this binder here. Okay, it says executive orders, presidential memoranda, and proclamations are used extensively by presidents to achieve policy goals, set uniform standards for managing the executive branch, or outline a policy view intended to influence the behavior of private citizens. And also important, the U.S. Constitution does not define these presidential instruments and does not explicitly vest the president with the authority to issue them. Nonetheless, such orders are accepted as an inherent aspect of presidential power. Moreover, if they are based on appropriate authority, they have the force and effect of law. Okay, so again, that's really, really important stuff. This is a nice binder. It is side loading. You can hold a lot of cards in here. This is like a full binder. That is nice. Okay, so that's very important stuff. Okay, so weirdly enough, it's not directly in the Constitution, but literally even George Washington did some things with executive orders, so it's legit. Like if the real deal said it, then we kind of just be like, yeah, he set a good precedent. He was a good president. Okay, so I want to tell you some very famous ones as we open up one of these, or let's say not one of these, 5 of these, and let's just, I'm curious as to what happens. Okay, so the first one, like probably the most important one, the Emancipation Proclamation, that famous one. We don't normally think of it as an executive order, but it was an executive order. So that's a super famous one, right? And that's a whole, I mean, the Emancipation Proclamation is this whole thing on itself, right? But it is an executive order. There was one by Harry Truman, who was like at the tail end of World War II. Okay, so we got not a master ball. We got a pokeball, reverse, and a Flareon, and a shiny energy. Okay, so we got shiny, hollow, reverse, master ball, extra. Okay, next. Okay, another very, 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 very famous executive order, and one that was very bad, was the Japanese American Internment Executive Order 9066 by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or FDR, in 1942. And it's very interesting, that one. Again, very bad. Had huge ramifications for people of Japanese descent, like full American citizens. Okay, ended up in these internment camps, and not cool. Okay, we got another reverse. It is not the same as that one. And we got a So we got a Flareon regular holo and a Flareon reverse and a holo and another shiny holo. I have shiny energy. It's hard to tell, honestly. I think that's correct. There's this one. I think those are technically... it's hard to tell with the camera. Okay. Another one. This is... talk about controversial. So, you know, there was Brown versus Board of Education, which I'll probably make an episode of soon. I'm going to be doing space, the Challenger tragedy. I'm going to do that soon per request, so thank you for that. But yeah, I'll do a Brown versus Board one too. That was just a really interesting case for a lot of reasons, and an important one, obviously. An interesting thing about that is that a lot of the schools, like a lot of the people in the South were so racist that they would rather have closed their schools than have Black people go to their schools. So, okay. So the other ones were definitely shiny. But we have a 4. I can't remember if I pulled this girl yet, but I don't think so. And we have 2 reverses. But again... no Pokeball. So that was 2 packs without a Pokeball. But again, we did get a full art, which is nice. And then 2 out of the 3 had shiny energy. That one didn't. Okay, so we got this guy. And that's just bulk. Well, it's not even bulk. Okay, we got 2 more. All right. During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln, so another very famous executive order, was when he suspended the writ of habeas corpus, which is like a really, in normal situations would be like, oh my God, what? But you know, we were in a civil war at that time, so that's something that's normally not okay, but was okay given the circumstances. I also want to quickly talk about something that I found out about when I was researching for this video, which is 2 reverses and a Jolteon and a regular energy, which is a case that I had never heard of before. It's called Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company et al. Versus Sawyer. Never heard of it before. This took place in 1952, which means that it is, I believe we're in the midst of the Korean War. I think the Korean War started in 1950, if I'm not mistaken. Long story short, steel was obviously very important during wartime. And there was a strike brewing. And check this out. President Truman basically took the steel factories, which is insanity. Now, to be fair, this is a guy who came after FDR, and FDR did a bunch of stuff too. But it's a bit different. Whimsicott, of course, and a Pheasantipity. Wow, so that was just a bunch of not much. We only got 1. That's wild. Okay, we only got 1 Pokeball in all of these. And we have a bunch of just extras. And Pheasantipity. So that was kind of uneventful. But the binder was really nice. I will say the binder's really nice. The reverse holo's not... like, I got 2 things that are considered hits. But sometimes I was getting way more Pokeballs. I was getting like... I feel like every other pack or something. But out of these 5 packs, this is how much we got. So not great. Yeah, so that's executive orders. Again, like the reason why I'm bringing it up, obviously, is because my coworker brought it up. But why she brought it up? Current events. So yeah, Trump has already done over 30, and he's been in office for like a few days. That's not unheard of. The thing about executive orders is that they're quick because you can just signed it into law, but they're not lasting because the next guy who comes in can just take them out, just like he did, just like he signed away a lot of Biden's things. If you don't make it a law and you just make it an executive order, it's not gonna last. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't been watching the news, like, it's exhausting and it's sad, but guys, things are happening in the world and it's a wild place that we live in. So that was the Prismatic Evolutions binder collection. I have another one. I may or may not open it. I'll look at how much it's going for at the moment. Because these cards are not great. But I do have a lot of Crown Zenith and stuff like that. Like a lot of Crown Zenith. So I'll probably do that soon too. So again, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions on or recommendations of things that requests, I should say, my words are not working. Anything that you would like to learn about, please put it in the comments below. Please do like the video. I'm sorry I have to say that, but please like the video, and let me know what you think. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Other than that, let's see what happens next.